poor man was not living well in the afterlife. He was dead broke. What's going on, YouTube? Today we're talking about a different video, and that's because we're talking about ESO crowns. Now, the funny thing about ESO crowns is that recently on Xbox, I've been noticing the crown rates have been going down. And originally I was equating this to Necrom being released. New players might have been coming in and wanting to really, give themselves a bit of a goose egg. Returning players, wanted to come in and get themselves a little bit of gold. So they were probably selling some crowns. But then it continued to go down. It continued to go down. It went from 100 to 1, 90 to 1, 80 to 1. People were selling for 75 to 1. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense because there's always such a high demand for crowns at any point in the market. And then we just get a little tidbit. There was a little bit of the ESO servers are going down. And then their Discord was released. A Discord notification that said, the #1 trade guild that sells crowns has been banned. Please don't send us any more gold. And I thought, well, that's real weird. Something must be going on here. And then we get a message from Zos Kevin, basically saying that we have noticed some fraudulent behavior, and we are going to be disabling crown gifting in the interim, and they will give more information on the 13th. So it begs the question, what is going on? And if you're like me, you've played a lot of other games, No Man's Sky, Ark Survival Evolved. Both have had numerous duping problems. But this one's a little bit interesting because allegedly, and this is all alleged, I'm just, I'm like my coffee solo mode here. I'm just going with some theories. What people were doing is they were buying crowns in other currencies, and then they were selling those crowns to, us, the ESO fan base. We were buying them at these different rates, and then they were taking that gold and they were selling that gold. Now, you might think to yourself, Jake, is it really that profitable to sell console gold? And the answer is yes. You can sell your ESO gold. Obviously, this is against terms of service, so this is just purely me just telling you information. Please don't do this. For usually between $18 and $45 a million. $18 and $45 a million. So you can really start to see how it's you buy crowns at a super discounted rate, sell those crowns, then you sell that gold, then you buy more crowns, and then, you just keep going on and on and on. Unfortunately, I'm not necessarily privy to the exchange rates that they were using. However, there was one player who allegedly had between 3 and 7 million crowns, which is between 20 and 40,000 US dollars, which is absolutely ludicrous to think about, because even if they were only getting a 10% return on that in selling their gold back, that's still $2,000 to $4,000 of profit. And I would suspect that if you're using specific currencies, you would be able to make even probably a higher return, because unfortunately, whereas a lot of these things used to be, locked to regions, and I'll give you a perfect example. When I played, Ark, I gifted one of my English friends FIFA, and Microsoft turned around and said, oh, by the way, you can't do that because they live in different regions. Your currencies are very different, so you can't gift each other things. And I was like, okay, this is very weird. And I noticed that people were utilizing their PayPal accounts, which you can switch regions and stuff to buy games in different denominations. And I don't encourage this, obviously, because I think Microsoft has some rules and things against this. So please just take all this as educational content. But they were using that essentially to save themselves money. And now it looks like people are actually using that to almost launder money through the Elder Scrolls Online as well. Now, just as some other couple theories that were kind of floating around on, Twitter, Facebook, Band, everywhere else that was talking about this, there was also theories too that people were using fake credit cards. Now, the reason that they would do this essentially is you can make an ESO account, you can sell crowns, you can then turn around and sell that gold essentially for free. ESO obviously is a cheap game. If you have like a console version disc of it, you don't even have to buy it. You could just make a bunch of accounts through it. So That was a theory that people were floating around, utilizing fake credit cards on brand new Xbox accounts to do fraudulent transactions. That was an interesting one. I do think, though, more it's really about currency changes because, honestly, I mean, we're an economic YouTuber here. We always talk about the interesting ways that you can convert things like ESO crown gems into gold, how you could turn your RIP vouchers into gold. Now, if you're using your US dollars and then you're converting them back into US dollars, there's ways that you can do that. I don't encourage you guys to. I'm not necessarily going to show you guys how to do that, but there is, I can see the way in which people were doing this, and it's honestly a little bit scary because now it appears that we're all going to get punished. Now, here you guys wondering, why is this such a big deal? Is it really that big of a problem if people are buying Microsoft items? It sounds like they already do that at different rates and then reselling them back. And the answer is, unfortunately, yeah, it probably is. Now, just the tax regulations on it, ZeniMax obviously could be, getting in trouble for having money laundered through their game. But I will also tell you, too, that an interesting situation like this happened when I did play Ark Survival Evolved. You don't have to know a lot about the game, but people were duplicating items, and then they were selling those items for real money. The actual way that they were caught was because the government caught them. They saw all of this money coming in because people don't seem to recognize that when you use things like PayPal reports to the government, and then the government says, hey, you've made all this money. Tell us how you made this money. And that's where really a lot of these things start to unravel. Because obviously there's quite a few games. People will farm WoW Gold and sell it on eBay, or people will farm RuneScape currency, sell that on whatever shady website that you can go buy gold on. And really this is nothing new. The new part, though, is that this is now affecting console players, whereas it usually used to only affect C players, and that's where this is a little bit unique. It's also unique because people were making like healthy chunks of profit. It's funny that I was kind of almost defending the Crown Store recently, saying like, wow, I really think that the ESO Crown Store is pretty balanced because you guys can buy really whatever you want for ESO Gold, not recognizing that there was people just pumping these crowns into the ESO market, just absolutely flooding it, becoming more and more devalued. Now, I still do stand by that statement. ESO crowns have notoriously been at 100 to 1. Now, when it really started to sink to, really as low as 75, and I think I even seen some listed at 60, that's where you really start to go, is there something going on here? And that's where the messages came out from ZeniMax, the Discord bots, and everything else. People were getting banned, shut down. That's where it was, something is indeed occurring here. As far as the specifics, I obviously haven't done the math breakdown. If you guys would be interested in a math breakdown or some sort of deeper dive into this subject, I certainly could do that. More so, a lot of you guys were asking me because the majority of you are console players, either PlayStation or Xbox. So you guys were like, what's happening? And I was like, I think I know. Let me do some deep diving. And when I kind of looked at what was going on, it was, yes, this is pretty much almost guaranteed as to what's going on. Now, there could be some other method where, actually how to duplicate on Ark required 2 consoles. There could be some weird glitch where if you buy while you're signed into 2 accounts, they both get crowns or stuff. There'd be tons of ways that people were, cheating the system. More so, the important part for us to know as ESO players is that people are cheating the system, and this is now going to have an impact on us because now you can't gift crown crates and other such things. And now that's going to have kind of effects on the economy. Now, they said July 13th they're going to have an updated notice about this, so hopefully it's short-lived because I like to buy stuff with crowns. We have our guy in Stros Mackay who bought Crown Store items while we were streaming on a brand new fresh account. So I would love to be able to see him still continue to buy things from players, in the overworld and whatnot. So hopeful that they'll be able to get this fixed here soon. But what do you think? Is it something that you're annoyed about? Do you think it's kind of hilarious? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's annoying? Are you indifferent? Were you one of the people doing it? That could be a really fun follow-up video. Maybe somebody that actually was doing this will be able to sit down for an interview just to say, like, hey, how much did you make? Like, what was your doing? What were your methods? Because their accounts are pretty much all banned at this point, it seems. So maybe they'd be interested in doing something like that. Maybe ZeniMax won't be too upset at me if I sit down with one of them, because they're probably looking at me like, Jake, what are you doing? And I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just here to speculate. Just a speculator. Just speculating. But I also want people to feel like they're informed. And obviously, it's a pretty big thing when you can no longer gift crown crates. And crowns are going to be kind of changed potentially for forever. So this is a pretty big kind of shift into the ESO economy. And then, I'm an economy person, so hopefully that excuse will give me some slack. But what do you guys think? Are you interested in more follow-up videos? Do you want me to try to see either an interview with one of them, or maybe me try to calculate how much money you could feasibly make while doing this? And let me know in the comments below. We're doing 3 giveaway drawings. 1 random comment, 1 random subscriber, and then a random word will be flashed upon a video in the month of July, potentially multiple videos that will be flashed across. The first person to comment that word will win. So feel free to enter below, but I really want to hear your thoughts, because this is such a wacky subject for me to cover, and I hope to see and hear from you guys. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
The sad realization is I need to go grocery shopping after this video. I'm almost hoping that it takes me so long to edit this video and record this video that I actually don't have time to go grocery shopping. So I'll be like, darn. But what do you think of the shirt, by the way? I bought a whole bunch of these. With just the most unique, like, flamboyant patterns on them, to really spice up the office. Because we have to wear a collared shirt. So I was like, I'm going to wear, like, the most uniquely colored patterns. And I have all sorts of blues, reds, greens, pinks, just to really spice it up. So I hope you guys like the shirt. Hope you like the video. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.